What's up, guys? Horn Ass with you, here to bring you Fairytail 100-Year Crest Review, Chapter 7. Man, this chapter was a fan service chapter, but at the same time it was a battle chapter, and it was just super hilarious. It starts off with the 5th generation Dragon Slayer, Kara. She attacked, Natsu. And she cut up Natsu, and then she was saying, like, there's nothing in this world my blade can't cut, and stuff. And Natsu's kind of in a disadvantage right now because he's under, like, water, so his fire is not that powerful. He can't really ignite it, which I'm kind of happy they brought that, like, that concept. Like, it'd be kind of like BS if Natsu was just using his fire magic with, like, ease underwater. It'd be like, huh? So, I mean, that's kind of good, that they had that handicap for Natsu. Naturally, he would have won and swept through them with ease. But, that was awesome to see. And, after she cut him, Lucy tried to use Aquarius powers that she has, because she has the Star Dress, even though she doesn't have the key. She used that power, but she cut right through that, and that's when we got our first thing of fan service. And, like, she cut off all Lucy's clothes, and Lucy just bundled up and, like, started crying. And it was funny just seeing that again. Loving every moment of Fairytail that we have. Then, like, after this, like, little struggle, she gets frozen by Gray coming up behind her with the manager. And the manager's freaking out, saying, "You're a human here, the escaped convict." And he's looking more around, and he sees the emissary of the dragon god, the water dragon god, and just there cut up into pieces. And he states that it's dead, and the dragon's not going to be happy about it. So, and that continues and so forth. Then we get Ezra coming straight down with, like, the sword, about to cut her in half. And then we're introduced to another 5th Dragon Slayer from her guild. I'm assuming he's a 5th Dragon Slayer, because they're close. But his name was Madmo. And, like, he's dressed up, like, as a knight, which is funny because Ezra's a knight. So he's a knight. Ezra uses swords. He uses fists. And it was stated that he's as hard as steel. So when she went to cut him, it just, like, it made that, like, that think noise that when two swords make when they clash. So that was kind of cool. And and then after that, like, this big vortex popped up, and the dragon god of water came down. And as you see in the thumbnail, it's like, yo, who's making a ruckus in my sea? And then Natsu said something strange. It was like, yo, a human. And that's when the chapter ends. So it's nice to see this chapter. I know a lot of people are gonna bash on Fairytail, like the friendship speech, the ass pulls, and these powerful, majestic characters coming out of nowhere, 5 more dragons out of nowhere, and all this other stuff. But it kind of makes sense with what we already had established in the regular Fairytail, that there were other dragons hiding, aka Aline and Serena. So it makes sense that there were other dragons hiding. Not to mention if he was going around hunting dragon slayers to get their powers and other dragons, and it makes sense that he'll save, like, the strong ones for last and go after the weaker ones. So, I mean, depending on the argument, there's 2 sides to it. You could be on either side, and neither side is technically wrong, alright, but this was a good chapter. It felt short, even though it was 20 pages like the rest of the mangas that usually come out, but it was real good. Again, there was a battle chapter, so it was really good to, like, see everything and go through it. And even though Hiro Mashima's not the one doing the artwork, he's just doing the story for it. This new guy who is doing the artwork is doing a pretty good job with these characters, and I like it so far. You can tell the difference slightly in some actions and characters, but it's been good so far. But yeah, I can't wait for next week. Can't wait to see what those 2 5th Dragon Slayers try to do to the Dragon God, and see what Lucy and her group is going to do as well. Again, I have a feeling that the Dragon of Law is lying, and these 5 holy dragon of Pentagon, or Penadrakes, I believe they actually are good dragons, and he's trying to trick Fairytail into defeating them, or maybe they're neutral dragons that were at one time bad, but now they're just neutral. Either or, but yeah, something's fishy with this 5th Dragon Slayer Guild and that old dragon. So, not to mention Jalal is still looking for Toga, who's joined Fairytail last week, so 2 weeks ago. So, but yeah, leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace.